Dirty dealings, corporate battles, consumer woes. This is Evening 5. Sapura Energy's net profit shrunk nearly 44% to 82.13 million for the first quarter of FY 2025 from 146.09 million the year before, no thanks to a 117.76 million loss resulting from the liquidation of a subsidiary. In addition, foreign exchange gains came in much lower at 52.4 million from 217.6 million previously. In contrast, quarterly revenue grew 23.6% year-on-year to 1.18 billion as a result of higher project progress in its engineering and construction segment. The net profit was in contrast to a net loss of 728.44 million that Sapura Energy recorded in the preceding quarter. Its order book currently stands at 7.1 billion, up from 3 billion previously. The group says it remains committed to regularizing its financial position with the ultimate goal of declassifying itself as a Practice Note 17 company. Sapura Energy notes its plans to divest a 50% stake in Sapura OMV Upstream, along with the High Court's extension of the convening and restraining orders until March 10, 2025. CEO Datuk Muhammad Anwar Taib said that its strategy is to balance its income sources by focusing on both the Malaysian market and international projects. This will enable it to deploy key strategic assets and expertise where it is needed most. It should be noted that Sapura Energy was in the news recently when it granted its chairman, Datuk Muhammad Azlan Abdullah, leave of absence with immediate effect to allow him to focus on ongoing investigations by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission regarding a matter unrelated to the group. US-based global investment manager BlackRock, which has recently been in the spotlight due to the Malaysia Airports Holdings privatization deal, has total assets worth 27.5 billion ringgit in Malaysia since its entry into the country in the 1990s, according to Investment, Trade and Industry Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz. Of that, Zafrul said 20.5 billion is in the stock market, with equity investments in 100 listed companies, including the industrial sector, with 3 of the largest entities being banking institutions. The remaining 7 billion is invested in government and corporate bonds, Zafrul told the Dewan Rakyat. BlackRock also has investment interests in Tenaga Nasional amounting to 8.6 million, Press Metal Aluminium Holdings with 625 million, and Celcom DG amounting to 526 million ringgit. In addition, Zafrul said that BlackRock is a shareholder of several multinational companies operating in Malaysia, including Microsoft, Boeing, Intel and Texas Instruments, which contribute to the industry and the country's economy through investment projects. Intel, for example, according to Zafrul, has invested 32 billion ringgit, employed more than 10,000 people and contributed 50 billion in export value for semiconductor components. The minister added that if BlackRock withdraws the investments from Malaysia, it will have negative implications and effects on efforts to realize the country's investment agenda. 3 counters linked to prominent investor Datuk Dr. Yu Kuan Chon fell during Thursday's early trade following the Securities Commission statement on Wednesday it was suing him for alleged market rigging and manipulation. Property developer YNH Property fell as much as 12.5 sen or 20.7% to 49 sen in the morning. It emerged as the most active counter on Bursa Malaysia with 65.3 million shares changing hands, nearly doubling its 20-day moving average. Meanwhile, industrial mall manufacturer Rapid Energy fell 8.9% to 82 sen with 2.07 million shares exchanging hands. Shares of agriculture manufacturer Imaspro Corp were also down 4 sen or 3.06% to 1 ringgit 10 after 151,400 shares were traded. Yu is the largest shareholder in YNH Property with a 32.6% stake, as well as being its chairman and executive director. He also holds a 22.8% stake in Rapid Energy and a 15.7% stake in Imaspro. On Wednesday, the SC alleged that Yu had traded Shangri-La Hotels Malaysia shares between March 1st, 2018 and July 24th, 2018 in a manner that caused a surge in traded volume and share price of the hospitality group. The regulator said it is seeking orders to compel Yu to pay disgorgement amounting to 26.57 million, 3 times the gain from the alleged manipulation. It also wants a civil penalty of 1 million ringgit to be imposed on Yu and for him to be barred from managing any public company for 5 years and from trading on the stock exchange for the same period. Lawyers for the CEO of a highway concessionaire who was arrested by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission earlier this week have sought explanations from the Commission as to why their client was brought to court without prior notice. Farhan Reid, who represents the CEO on Thursday, wrote a letter addressed to MACC Chief Commissioner Tan Sri Azambaki as well as the investigating officer on the matter. According to the letter cited by The Edge, Farhan claimed that his client was summoned by the anti-graft body to its headquarters on Monday and that he went voluntarily to assist with the probe into 2 highway projects. The MACC then applied for and was granted a 4-day remand against the CEO from Tuesday to Friday. Farhan notes that he is on record with the MACC as the CEO's lawyer. He said this was an infringement of his client's rights as stated in Article 5 of the Federal Constitution, which states that a person has a right of representation. Farhan told The Edge that the MACC is expected to apply for an extension of the remand on Friday. The CEO, along with 7 others, had been arrested for alleged bribery in connection with 2 highway projects worth 1.67 billion, according to the MACC. On Tuesday, Project Lintasan Kota Holdings, or ProLintas, issued a statement saying that it was aware that its personnel had been remanded by MACC to assist in an ongoing investigation relating to a construction case. Water service operator Pengurusan Air Selangor is confident it can supply water to data centres without impacting public water supplies, said acting CEO Abbas Abdullah. Abbas said that Air Selangor has received water supply requests from data centres in various locations such as Cyberjaya and Setia Alam. He explains that Air Selangor has prepared to have a water reserve margin of 17 to 20% by 2030. Air Selangor has taken several initiatives to maintain higher water reserve margins in the future, including building the Langat 2 water treatment plant. Acting Director and Head of Operations Ainul Azhar Muhammad Jamona said that on completion of Phase 1 of the 2-phase project, Air Selangor achieved a water margin of 15.34% in 2023, up from 12.02% in the previous year. This, together with several other initiatives, he says should push the reserve margin to 17 to 20% by 2030. Data centres, which house servers and other computing infrastructure, are not only major consumers of power but also significant users of water, primarily for cooling purposes. The demand for data centres has surged due to the growing needs of artificial intelligence.